Hi, I'm Stephanie Kaplan-Lewis, and we're here at Her Campus's 7th annual Her Conference with over 600 college women in attendance here with us. And we have some amazing speakers and programming and workshops and activations happening all throughout the weekend. So thanks for joining us.
I'm Annie Wang. I'm one of the co-founders of Her Campus, and I'm really proud to be presenting our 7th annual Her Conference, which is our career empowerment focused conference for college women and recent grads. And this is our biggest and best year yet, so we are just having a lot of fun here on day one, and we are looking forward to the rest of the day as well as day 2 tomorrow.
Oh, sure. So she was asking tasers and pepper spray. I'm a fan, right? I don't think everybody's comfortable with them, so there's different levels of comfort. It starts with personal alarm on your keychain. Easy. It's not dangerous, everyone can do that. If you're ever in a panic situation, you pull the key, alarm sounds. That will either defer your assaulter or scare off your assaulter because they don't want to be caught, or alert a bystander, right? Pepper spray is next. Okay, you want to get a little physical? Here's the thing with pepper spray. 10 feet away, right, it'll work. So that's great if you feel like you're being followed and someone is chasing you, bang, right? You don't have to be that skilled. You get it, you'll get it. Do some practices. They sell ones with water in them so you can practice. But all it is straight across the eyes, bang, ear to ear, right? It hits, person can't see, incapacitated. Taser is a little different. When I go teach down south in Atlanta, there's women like, I carry a taser. I'm like, okay, sister. That's cool. It's whatever suits you, But the thing is, you have to be now this close to your attacker, right? So it's just a little more danger. It's a little more confrontation. It's a little more up in your face. And it's not that scary. Once you use it and practice it, it's okay. As long as it's legal in your state, which they're pretty much all legal to carry, again, it's just your comfort level. First and foremost, I think self-defense is great. And there's plenty of apps that I didn't get to mention. Again, this is a condensed version. So apps that track your locations and find your friends, and all that stuff, it's all great. It all works. In the moment, someone's on you, now what? That's when you gotta know the weapons on your body. Okay? I wanna thank you so much.
Hi everybody, I'm Jen Cassetta and just taught stilettos and self-defense here at Her Conference. And I had an amazing group of women. We learned how to strike and defend ourselves physically and emotionally. The women loved it and they were out of their seats and, like I said, moving their bodies and using their physicality to feel strong, safe, and sexy.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Leslie. I'm the campus correspondent at Her Campus, Arizona State University. This is my first time at Her Conference this year, and I'm really excited to be attending. I'm the only one from my chapter attending, which is such an honor and privilege to be representing Arizona State University. I've met so many beautiful young women here today that are incredibly empowered and have the tools and the want to need to change the world. All these young women have come from different cities, and I think that's what makes Her Conference so exciting and interesting, is that I get to meet and network with these young women from different cities. So I've met girls who it's their second, third time they've already graduated from university, and I've met girls who it's their first time and they're sophomores or freshmen or whatever. So it's been really fun.
Hi, I'm Liz Posner. I'm Her Campus's managing editor. Right now, as you can see, I'm going to be talking to these wonderful women about how to become influencers on Instagram, how to build their following, how to increase engagement, and even maybe make money off their Instagram. They're all incredible, ambitious, hardworking women. That's why they're all here today, getting a leg up on their careers, which blows my mind. I did not do this kind of thing when I was in college, so I'm just so impressed by them and so excited to learn from each other in here this morning.
So a little bit more on growing your following. Liking sprees can be a really, if you have time for it, which not you don't all do, but if you do have time for it, it can be a really good way to just draw people in. So basically how you would do that is go through the profiles of accounts that don't follow you and like, or comment, and or a few of those photos that they've posted themselves. And a good way to find people to like and go use in these liking sprees is to first look at accounts that are similar to yours, that are bigger than you, but still similar. So if I want to be a style blogger and I follow a really prominent style blogger, I would go to her page first, find who's already commenting on her posts and liking them, and then actually engage with those people, because probably that's the audience that I want to reach to if she's already reached them. So another thing to increase engagement would be to go through your most liked posts, see who's liking them, and just kind of tailor content to that audience. So you can even put that in a spreadsheet if that kind of helps you if you're kind of type A. But something to stay organized and keep track of what people actually like and engage with can be a helpful tool. Also, interact with people. Have a short, fun conversation in your DMs. I think there are even apps where you can auto DM people, but it's good to make that a little more personal. Say, hey, thanks for following me. I'm into XYZ. I see you are too. Can't wait to see what else you post. So again, just really being authentic and being human and cultivating a relationship is, as you're starting to see, kind of the overall theme here.
There are two types of influencer marketing. So the first type is where a brand or an agency is hiring you to create content. So it's here's this lipstick, here's this fragrance, here's this outfit, I need you to go do 10 ways to rock this bag. And so you go, you take it, you shoot it, you post it. That's what they've hired you to do. So that is where engagement rate comes into play, your demographic. If we're looking to reach people who are 18 to 24, is that your audience? Is your audience younger than that? Is your audience older? And then looking at do your colors match the brand? Victoria, Pink by Victoria's Secret is a very certain colorful type of thing, which is why a Color Me Courtney works really well there. And then you have other brands that are moodier and then you have influencers that match that, and half the time those influencers never smile, not ever. But that's their aesthetic. I'm beautiful, I'm chic, I'm sitting here, I'm judging you, right? You can't sit with us. So that's different. And then the other part of what I do is I hire people to come to hers and we shoot you. So, because we create content, we're content creators. Cosmo and all these brands, we're legacy brands. So we've been creating content since before people hired other people to create content. So we will hire a girl to come in and we will do your makeup or have you do makeup on camera, and now you're doing a Sephora tutorial, but you're sitting there and we're filming you. When those things come into play, I do not care about your demographics. I don't care about your engagement rate. I don't care about any of those things, because you're gonna post it, which is nice, because the client's always can she post? And I'm sure, I'll tell her to. But it's living on the Cosmo YouTube, the Cosmo website, the Cosmo Instagram feed. So that is what the client is paying for. The influencer is the icing on the cake, because we could just have standard model, boring girl come do it, but why? So we hire an influencer who will come and talk and chat and be I love this thing, and it feels like this on my lips, and blah, blah, blah. And so for those things, I'm looking at personality. When I'm looking for people who, when I see your feed, I can feel the brand. It has to knock me over. Because I can look at anybody's feed and be oh, she wants to be Elle, but she's not. She's so Cosmo. So I think people try to, copy what other girls are doing, and you can't, because we are trained to spot fakeness from a mile away. If you are a happy person and you're trying to do the moody, I don't care, it looks bad, because very few people can pull off moody, I don't care. And so, because it's a hard look, and who wants to be moody? It's Instagram. I mean, it's got filters and things. Be happy, be smiling. But you have to really pick what your thing is and do your thing, and that is what will make you successful. Because if you try to copy these other girls, one, they're already doing it, so they're going to do it better than you, especially if that's their actual brand. And two, being somebody else is exhausting. And then you'll start to get brand offers for things that you don't want to do, because that's not your personality. It's if you're a happy, fun person and you love Starbucks and Target and Zara, and you're doing the whole and this, and then you get some crazy offer for some super chic, super expensive skincare. One, you're gonna be I don't even know how to say any of these ingredients, because that's not your life. And two, your audience is gonna be what is this? We don't even use this kind of stuff. So you wanna make sure you have that consistency. And in terms of how do you get people to notice you, just like DM me. I've booked like at least 10 girls this year who have been like, hi, I exist. And I'm like, okay. And then I like save them to a little collection, like fashion, beauty, lives in New York, great for 17, bubbly, does a lot of video. I have like my collections on Instagram. It's like a glorious Google Doc. It's just everywhere. I have like every category. And then when something comes up and they're like, we need like a girl who's from LA but lives in New York and like just switched to a plant-based diet and like, like what? And then I look and I literally have a collection called People Who Are Vegan, Vegetarian, and on Plant-Based Diets. And so I go in there and I scroll through until I find somebody I like and I'm like, oh, she looks good. I'm gonna pitch this girl. And so people, like my whole Instagram is people tagging me in their photos. Like if you're really proud of something you took, tag me in it. I don't care because I am not on a team. I am a team of one. So I book all of those brands by myself all day. So it's exhausting. Like I cannot stalk everybody all the time. And there are constantly new girls popping up who like, I didn't even know they existed. And they already have 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers. So I'm like, where have I been? So for the most part, for me, if you don't tell me you exist, the odds that I will find you, very small. Because especially with something like Cosmo, which is where we do most of our influencer business, those girls always have like 500,000 plus followers. So I'm either going straight to the girl because she, you know, represents herself, or I'm going to a DBA, a socialite, because that's who's on their roster. Like they rep the Something Navies and the Wendy's Lookbook and, you know, those like mega names. So if I need one of those, I just go to them. But anything in between like 0 and 500,000, it's a crapshoot. Like if I happen to know who you are, you'll get pitched. If you were perfect, but I don't know you're like, you exist at all, I can't pitch you if I don't know that you have a profile. So tag away. People usually like find me on LinkedIn and like send me all their profiles. Send everything because that's what I do. Like, I'm literally just looking for people all day. So like just make it easy for me. Then I'll like you more.
So, again, in working with so many influencers every day, we have influencers that complete their deliverables. And I think if you, especially when you're growing, if you think about a campaign as just your deliverables, you're kind of missing the mark from a brand's perspective. Everyone is looking for that additional step of added value or thought or a clean wrap-up report or a note directly back to the brand saying a week later being like, I've been using this product for 3 weeks now and I've really noticed a difference in my skin. Here's another picture of me to use as assets on your channel. Thanks again, loved the partnership. And it happens so few that it's so easy to stand out, honestly. If you work with the brand and go above and beyond, if I'm working with a group of influencers, maybe 2 will do that. But the next time that I'm working with that same brand again, the brand will remember those 2 influencers that kind of over-delivered, whether it's assets or sending a polite note back about the product or a review or sharing the product with people on their feed. I think it's really about thinking outside of the deliverables that you're contracted for and saying, okay, if I am now partnering with this brand, I know what I have to do, but these are all the things that I want to do for them. I think that stands out from more than anything else.
Yeah, I would say be a pleasant, thankful, appreciative human being. Honestly, you're totally right. I actually will give a shout out. I just came back last week from an influencer trip for Bottega Veneta, and we worked with an influencer, Christy Tyler. She's at NYC Bambi. I'll follow her. I hope I get her lots of followers. She has 30,000 followers. You'll see a moody aesthetic. But she was such a pleasure from start to finish. You know, she understood that as someone of her following size, she's sort of before those big names, you know, that are repped by huge agencies. She was really excited to get to work with a luxury brand. She understood that we were also helping to elevate her and would help get her noticed. And actually, I worked with her in February for Miu Miu, another luxury brand, and about a couple months later, she was pegged by Chanel to shoot content for the new We Heart Coco, whatever that platform is they just launched. So it helped her get noticed by another big luxury brand. So she was really great during the negotiation period. You know, she didn't fight me every step of the way. She understood that when we're doing an influencer trip, we also have to pay for flights and hotel and the cost of the trip. So she understood that that's sort of a part of the cost for her, even though a fee is just only one element. She over-delivered throughout the entire trip, so she didn't just do the 5 contracted posts that we asked her to over 3 days. Instead, she posted other things with the hashtag and other beautiful moments. She really put a lot of care into making sure that the photos that she did submit to me for approval followed all of the guidelines, that the fragrance was the focus. She had the right hashtags and the handles and the retailer tagged, like the little details that are not that hard to cross-reference. We make it super easy with like a one-pager of exactly what needs to be in there. She didn't get one thing wrong. After the trip, she sent me, we flew back together actually in the same plane, and after that, she sent me a text message thanking me for thinking of her, how amazing the trip was, how much it meant to her, and I now have just pitched her for a Chloe program in the fall because I think she deserves to work on brands where we have bigger budgets and can do so much more. So that literally happened last week and is a great example of someone who, like, I'm going to cheer her on. I want her to really grow. I want to continue to give her paid partnerships because she was such a pleasure to work with.
My name is Alyssa Garza, and I am the founder and editor of Style Wire, and I'm also a social media consultant.
How was the segment today?
The segment was amazing. I learned so much from Elisa. She had so much insight about Instagram stories. She's literally made me change my whole thought about how to use stories, how I'm going to integrate them, and I'm really excited to go home and use this knowledge on my platform.
I hope you're having an amazing time at her conference so far and enjoyed all the panels and workshops that you saw this morning. I'm now excited to be introducing and then moderating a conversation with our next keynote speaker of the weekend. Now please join me in welcoming actor Aisha Dee. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here with us. We're so excited to chat with you. What is kind of your best advice for sort of empowering yourself and kind of, whether it's, accepting your body or even just sort of your ability to succeed in your career or at school or whatever it is, how can you kind of, get yourself out of that slump?
I think for everyone it's different. For me personally, I love music. That was something my mom kind of started in me as a kid. I wasn't allowed to listen to the Spice Girls. I listen to them now though, because Mom's not here. But she really exposed me to a lot of really cool music as a kid. So now, like, if I'm having a day where I feel a little down, I'm listening to like D'Angelo or Erykah Badu or like, I love jazz too. All of that stuff kind of it fills up my heart, But I think also just kind of, we always need to remind ourselves that even our heroes and the people that we look up to, they have people that they look up to. And they have days where they feel bloated or, I got a cystic pimple like right here. This braid is covering it, but it is there, and I promise you it's there. So I think, find whatever fills your heart up, and also just remind yourself that even your favorite people have those days too.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think, as you just touched on, there's so many people here that kind of look up to you as an inspiration. Who are the real life women that you look to as your inspiration?
First of all, my mom. She's incredible. She's a single mother of 4 kids, 3 of which kind of came like much later in life, so I kind of grew up as an only child, but Now I have like 2 little brothers and a little sister.
So you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest. My little 10-year-old sister, she just turned 10, and she's like, I don't know why I can't live in America with Asia. Like, honey, you're 10. I also really look up to my little sister. She inspires me in ways that I never really thought I could be inspired by a child like that. I also really have this insane obsession with Josephine Baker. If you don't know who Josephine Baker is, you have to Google her, you know. She is incredible. She was, I think, probably the first black woman who was a celebrity ever. This was in the 20s. She was a dancer, and she was huge in Europe. She was the highest paid performer in all of Europe at that time. She was a spy. She had, I think it was 8 kids of all different nationalities that she called her Rainbow Tribe, who she adopted later in life. She was an author. She was the first black woman on Broadway, not in blackface. She has like medals of resistance. She was best friends with Grace Kelly. She had a relationship with Frida Kahlo. She had the Count and some other dude have like a sword fight for her affection. Like, I mean, this is all legitimate stuff that happened in her life, and I find it really inspiring. I've read so many books on her, but I find it really inspiring to go back and read about her, and she wasn't without her flaws either. She made some pretty bad mistakes. She went bankrupt. She lost all her money at one point. She made big mistakes too, and all of that is kind of comes together to just make you feel a little bit less alone, and I don't know, she inspires the hell out of me, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's take some questions from the audience, and we have someone coming around with a mic, I believe.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the CC of Her Campus Hofstra, so I go to school in New York. My question for you is, recently in the Bold Type, Kat was promoted to the head of the social media department, and she kind of struggled with knowing her worth and being comfortable in expressing that. So I guess, what kind of advice do you have for young women like us who are entering into our careers and are trying to find the balance between not coming across as too proud or like, not humble enough, but also knowing what we're capable of and knowing what our worth is?
Yeah, you know, that's such a great question. There's a lot of pressure on women to have the right amount of confidence. Oh no, because you can't be too confident, because then you're full of yourself, right? But I think, you know, in most things in my life, I try to approach everything I do with love. Love for myself and love for the people around me. And I feel like as long as you do everything with love, then there's no way it can be misconstrued. Because if you ever do make a mistake, you're coming from a place of love, which means your heart will be open and you'll be ready if someone does come to you and say like, hey, I don't know about this, you know? So yeah, I would say, actually, recently a friend of mine, I'm not like a big like hippy-dippy mantra chick, but sometimes I am. And someone told me recently that it's a good thing to tell yourself that you are calm, you are peaceful, you are loving, and you are loved. And just remind yourself of that constantly, because those are 4 really important things, and I feel like it covers all the bases. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was incredible. Thank you so much.
Cool. My name is Venus Cabrera, and thus far my experience has been super fun. I'm meeting new people and getting to interact with women who are at the forefront of the media industry right now.
My name is Bianca Garcia, and I've loved this experience. I think it's super empowering to young women who are trying to get in the field and trying to be like the people talking to us and inspiring us, so it's been really cool.
My name's Eliana, and my experience here has been great. I love it. I'm feeling very empowered. How about you?
My name is Rose Kesselman, and I'm feeling very empowered today.
My name is Haley Stern. So for me, I feel like the major difference between last time and this time is really just getting a different opportunity because within the past year of being in university, I've really grown in what I want to do professionally. And I feel like just at every stage of college and post-college, this conference really helps you figure out, gain the inspiration you need to take that next step forward.